When you first look into machine learning, you bounce from intro to ML courses, to math refreshers, to Python tutorials, never quite sure what really matters or what to learn first. I've been there. I came from a non-technical background, landed in machine learning at Amazon, and have coached dozens of learners in data science and machine learning. Today I'm giving you the roadmap I wish I'd had when I was learning. 18 skills organized into 5 phases so you always know what's next. Let's get started. Now, before we dive into the technical stuff, let me ask you something. What do you think is the very first skill you should learn? Math, stats, machine learning theory? Actually, I would argue that the very first skill you should learn is how to code. And there are 2 practical reasons for this. First, if you do not like coding, you will not like machine learning engineering. Whether you like math or theory isn't as important because there are different specializations, but all machine learning roles will be coding daily, even if that's more and more with AI assistance. Second, if you do like coding but you don't end up enjoying math or theory, this could potentially still open lots of fun paths for you in adjacent careers like software engineering, so you're not boxing yourself in. At this point, I recommend focusing on Python fundamentals like data types, control flow, and functions. We'll talk more about professional coding and coding for interviews later in the roadmap, but for now, just get comfortable with the basics. Now that you're writing code, here's the next question. How are you going to manage it professionally? I think it's important to get used to working in the terminal and using Git as soon as possible in your learning. This will make later learning less intimidating and allow you to start tracking your projects from the beginning. For the command line, learn basics like how to navigate directories, create and delete files, and move files around. For Git, get familiar with the fundamentals of how to commit and push your code, work with branches, and handle merges. Create a GitHub account and start pushing your Python practice projects there. By the end of this video, we'll talk more about the skills you need to build really standout projects that can help get interviews and job offers. A great way to learn more about coding while getting hands-on with the skills you'll need on the job is to just start working with data. Learn about NumPy for matrix operations, pandas and related libraries for tabular data manipulation, and get comfortable reading and manipulating data in different formats like JSON and Parquet. You'll also want to spend a little bit of time learning basic SQL, because no matter how fancy your machine learning gets, you're probably still going to need to pull data from databases. So by now you can read and clean data, but how do you actually understand what you're looking at? A natural progression from reading and cleaning your data is getting comfortable with exploratory data analysis. This means using simple descriptive statistics and plots to understand distributions and spot potential issues in your dataset. Don't get too in the weeds on all the data visualization libraries, but having basic familiarity with how to make plots will help you quickly spot potential issues in your dataset so that you can make even better machine learning models. Which brings us to our first introduction to machine learning itself. And here's where I'm going to say something that might be controversial. I actually don't think that you should learn math before you start learning machine learning. I know a lot of people violently disagree with this, but hear me out. For many people, calculus and linear algebra are subjects they learned 5 to 10 years ago, if at all. If you hit them with calculating the chain rule by hand right away, they're going to think machine learning isn't for them, even though in reality, we never do things like that in industry roles. Yes, knowing math is important, but it's more important to be excited about what you're learning at the beginning. So what should you do instead? Start with fun stuff. This is a great time to learn about core machine learning concepts like the train-test split, classification versus regression, supervised versus unsupervised learning, evaluation metrics, and the bias-variance trade-off. Make some simple models like linear regression, decision trees, and KNN with scikit-learn. Start building simple projects where you download a dataset from Kaggle, do some EDA, fit a model, and analyze the results. Get that dopamine hit from seeing your first model work. Okay, so I bet some of you might be asking yourself, this all sounds great, but how do I actually learn any of these skills? At the beginning, having a structured, hands-on roadmap is incredibly helpful. My favorite learning resource for this is DataCamp. I've been using them and recommending their platform for years. What I love about DataCamp is that you're not just passively watching lectures. You're coding in real time, solving real problems, and building actual projects. If you want a complete curriculum focused more on the model development side of things, take a look at their Machine Learning Scientist in Python track. It covers everything from Python basics to supervised and unsupervised learning, feature engineering, and deep learning with PyTorch and NLP with Spacy. You'll even work on practical projects that mirror real-world machine learning challenges. Or if your goal is to get into production work in ML Ops, their Machine Learning Engineer track is great. It covers deployment, monitoring, Docker, ML flow, and everything you need to bridge the gap from model building to real-world impact. DataCamp is trusted by over 17 million learners and major companies worldwide. Best of all, you can try both tracks for free with the link in the description. I genuinely wish I'd had this kind of structure and interactivity when I started out, and I think you'll find it a big help on your learning journey. Now let's dive back in and talk about the next key skill. By now you've built some models and you're starting to get excited about machine learning, but you're probably also starting to wonder, how do these algorithms actually work under the hood? Now that you have some high-level understanding of machine learning concepts and can build some simple models in Python, it's time to go back to fundamentals and learn the underlying math. You'll need to understand descriptive statistics and experimentation, just enough to understand an A/B test, basic probability, linear algebra, and multivariate calculus. Really important note though, just focus on understanding these concepts well enough to grasp why algorithms work the way they do. Don't spend months trying to become a math genius if your goal is to be a production machine learning engineer. One thing you'll discover as you dive deeper into machine learning algorithms is that each model has different requirements for data. Some work well with high-dimensional data, some require scaling, and some can't handle categorical features effectively. Now is the perfect time to get more in-depth on feature engineering. Learn how to handle categorical variables, scaling and normalization, creating new features, and dealing with missing data. This is often the thing that separates kind of meh projects from the ones that actually work really well. With all this learning in place, you now have the necessary foundation to understand machine learning algorithms at a deeper level. It's time to learn things like ensemble methods, cross-validation, hyperparameter tuning, and specialized algorithms. At this point, you should really understand what's happening under the hood and which algorithms make sense for different use cases, like recommendation systems versus fraud detection. Everything we've learned so far is considered classical ML, and despite recent advancements, these tools remain very powerful. But deep learning opens up entirely new possibilities, and it's also very fun. Now it's time to understand neural networks from the ground up, including different architectures, activation functions, forward and backward propagation, and loss functions. This is also a good opportunity to get hands-on experience with frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. As you learn, pay special attention to which techniques work best for what kind of problem. Deep learning is just one tool in your toolbox. It's a powerful one for sure, but it's not always the right one. All right, at this point you have the skills to be a data scientist or possibly a machine learning scientist. But here's what differentiates a machine learning engineer from those roles. One of your primary jobs as an MLE is putting models into production where they can be used by real users. But of course, production is a completely different situation from making models in Jupyter notebooks. It requires much more rigor in your coding practices. To put it simply, we need to learn how to code more like a software engineer. This means learning about object-oriented programming, testing your code, writing clean, modular code, CI/CD, and code optimization. If you come from a computer science background, you may have noticed that we skipped data structures and algorithms until now, and that is by design. While understanding DSA can be helpful, it's not something that comes up regularly on the job, especially not for entry-level candidates. So when does it matter? Where it does come up is in interviews. So it's important to have a fundamental understanding of DSA so you can pass LeetCode code style interviews. Spend some time here understanding key data structures and algorithms that frequently come up at companies you want to target. As you start thinking about deploying models, here's a question. How do you make sure your model runs the same way on your laptop as it does on the production server? This is the time to learn about containerization. Containerization is used to ensure your models run consistently across different environments. Docker is the main tool for this. Kubernetes is used to orchestrate containers and is used in many machine learning roles, but I'd suggest focusing on Docker for now and just learning Kubernetes if you're interviewing for a role that requires it, or later on in your career. Practice by containerizing your ML models. Create a simple API that serves predictions and package it in a Docker container. Most modern machine learning engineering happens in the cloud. While AWS is the market leader, the concepts are similar across platforms. You need high-level familiarity with what tools are available. You don't need to be an expert in everything. Understand core cloud services for compute, storage, networking, and machine learning model training and deployment. The key is knowing what's possible so you can dive deeper when you need to. Professional MLEs use additional tooling to build and maintain robust ML pipelines. This is where machine learning meets DevOps practices, and it's actually where a lot of the real work happens. It is also very fun. You should be familiar with tools like MLflow or weights and biases for experiment tracking and model registries. Learn about feature stores, data drift, how to monitor your model's performance in production, and best practices around alerts when things go wrong, because things will definitely go wrong. And of course, we need some way to actually build our production pipelines. Tools like Airflow can help you build pipelines with multiple steps from data extraction to model training and deployment. Now we're at my favorite section, ML system design. This is where everything comes together and we learn how to design end-to-end machine learning systems that can handle real-world requirements. There are different components to our system architecture, including data ingestion, feature stores, training schedules, batch versus online inference, and incorporating user feedback. We need to learn about how to design systems that consider scalability, latency, reliability, and cost. The ability to think at the system level is one of the main things that separates junior engineers from senior. And in a competitive job market, thinking like a senior from day one is a good way to stand out. These days, the line between AI engineers and ML engineers is still a little blurry, so a good MLE should be able to do both. Here are some core AI engineering skills that you'll need to know. How to select the right model for a particular task, working with APIs, building RAG and agent applications, and fine-tuning models. Now we're on to some skills you might not expect, but that are nevertheless incredibly important. Here's something that many technical people overlook. It doesn't matter if you can build amazing machine learning pipelines if no one needs them. It's worth taking the time to understand things like how your model contributes to business goals, what the right level of complexity is, and what regulatory or privacy constraints you might have. This skill comes with experience, but you can start developing it by choosing projects and domains that interest you and really understanding the business context behind the technical problems. And finally, communication. I cannot stress this enough. You need to be able to clearly articulate your work to a variety of audiences. This skill is crucial for interviewing, promotions, and career advancement. Practice by writing blog posts about your projects, giving presentations at meetups, or contributing to open source projects. In my experience, the ability to communicate complex ideas simply is what separates those who get hired from those who don't. So there you have it. 18 skills across 5 phases that will take you from complete beginner to job-ready machine learning engineer. If you want to know more about AI engineering, check out my roadmap on that up next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.